Welcome back to SatoshiConomy. Hashtag love all, serve others. Why the dips? In this video, we're going to talk about a lot of reasons why the dips. Long and short of it is massive manipulation. So just a reminder about that to be aware of that. By the way, in the comments, if you want to, I'd like to hear what your favorite Christmas song is. One that I've been whistling lately is "Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow," and one of my favorite Christmas albums is "Boys to Men," the Christmas album. Yeah, awesome. So please share that in the comments there. What I'm going to do is kind of give a status report of December 21 in the crypto market, and much of the information is based on some great websites that I'm going to share here. CoinGecko, that application, you should download that absolutely. There's some great information that you can get on there, and then when you scroll on the top of it, you can scroll over to categories, and then that gives a breakdown into certain areas like DeFi, gaming, staking, and metaverse, all kinds of different categories, different blockchain systems. So CoinGecko, everybody should have. Also DeFi.pulse, that's DeFi.pulse. Crypto.com is a great app. I really love the user interface on that. I just checked, it has 20 million downloads on that now. It's very popular. A lot of us have seen the NFL commercials and other information that they're just really investing in that a lot. I really advise people to go to shadowstats.com. It's short for shadowstatistics.com. It's been operated for many years by John Williams, and it's just blow away what you read. He's very adept in experience and expert in the market, but the way that he proposes it is practically without any he doesn't hold back. For example, he suggests that if inflation, okay, he really talks about the CPI, and I'm going to say this again here: CPI does not equal inflation. CPI does not equal inflation. CPI does not equal inflation. And John Williams points out that if the CPI index, I mean, it's a good index for what it measures, but it doesn't measure some very important things like energy or housing prices or some other food. But if it measured inflation the same way that it was measured by the same index in 1990s, then the annual inflation rate would be about 10%. If the CPI index was measured in the same way that it was measured in the 80s, the CPI index inflation would be at about 15%. And that's not me talking, that's John Williams talking. And actually, I do believe that, and I agree with that. And I think the inflation rate over the last 2 years, overall and generally speaking, for the widest swath of people, is even greater than that, especially when you look at usdebtclock.org, the amount of currency that has been just created into the system. That's another website, is great. Other informational, important, credible people: Willy Woo, Will Clemente, Anthony Pompliano. A really great website to go to is bitcointreasuries.net. On there it has 63 different treasuries held by private and public companies, and also even sovereign wealth funds. There's 4 nations in there. Ukraine is one, El Salvador is another, Georgia, the country, is another. I can't remember the 4th one, but they actually hold Bitcoin as part of their reserve asset, and so that's interesting. But prior to March of 2020, I think there was only one corporation that had any significant amount of Bitcoin, and now, just 18 months further, 20 months down the road to today, it's like there's 63 corporations and countries, and it's incredible. But why is the market dipping? Why has it dipped? It's massive manipulation. Was the biggest difference between the last cycle in this industry, we look at a 4-year halving cycle and how it's gone historically. And but this cycle is very, very different because of the influx of institutional investors, namely Tesla. They bought 1.5 billion, actually spearheaded and practically single-handedly assisted by Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy has 121,000 Bitcoin at last count. Their CEO, Michael Saylor, has announced that he personally holds, I think, about 17,000 Bitcoin. But there are that's the biggest difference in this cycle to the last cycle. And whales will manipulate. So just word to the wise: be very, very careful. It bodes well that we really think more of at this times like this to hold on to things that we really believe in long term. And I'm not saying don't play around, with other projects. There's some, but just be, it's a whole different way of looking at things. Smaller projects than some ones that have like Bitcoin or with some much larger market caps. I've also looked at commentary by Raoul Paul on Real Vision, and also recently Jerome Powell. He in November stated and announced that he thinks that we should quote unquote retire the term transitory as it relates or describes inflation, because everybody knows everywhere that inflation in practically every country on earth is an issue, and it's not transitory, which means it's like saying that it's transitional or temporary or just for the moment. And yeah, so that was very, very interesting. So they are realizing that more and more people, generally speaking, know that the inflation rate is not what they're trying to suggest to us through the CPI. And so Shadow Stats really exposes that quite a bit. But that's kind of in a nutshell as far as why are the dips. It's because the market is very much different. Right now there are 900 Bitcoin being birthed into the system every day. And at today, as this video, Bitcoin is at 48,998. And so that amounts to about $45 million worth of Bitcoin are being birthed into the system right now. But because of the different dynamics and different people, institutional investors much more largely playing in this space right now, it is elongating the cycle, meaning what most people who are knowledgeable in this industry believe historically would have been all-time highs for sometime in December. I think that we're not going to see all-time highs. I truly, wholeheartedly believe that we're still definitely in a bull cycle, but the all-time highs are definitely not going to be in December. It's elongating because there's so many more catalysts that are here that are catalyzing some dips and some upticking and some buying and selling. For example, Tesla buying, MicroStrategy buying, PayPal buying, Visa buying, MasterCard, BlackRock. They are the largest asset manager on earth. They're up to 9 trillion right now. They bought a 6% stake, I think it was, in a mining corporation. What's the other one? Grayscale has 654,000 Bitcoin that they own on their balance sheet, and that is about $45 billion worth at today's rates. At an all-time high, Bitcoin was at 69,000. I think that's up to that would be about $70 billion worth. But as of this video, the total global crypto market cap is 2.4 trillion. Its all-time high in November was 3.1 trillion. Bitcoin is at 48,998. Its all-time high was at about 69,000 per. Ethereum is at 4,249, and its all-time high was at 4,878. I want to mention hashtags we should all be focusing on. Well, these are the ones I'm focusing on. I encourage others too. course, love all, serve others. Bitcoin, hashtag gaming, hashtag NFT, hashtag metaverse, hashtag P2E, which stands for play to earn, hashtag ZK rollup, and of course, hashtag peer-to-peer. There's one of the online metrics is that there is just a very small amount of Bitcoin, Ethereum that's actually on exchanges. People are taking them off of exchanges, meaning the supply is scarce, meaning that drives up the price. But because of the whales manipulating and trying to scare weak hands to sell, then they're going to buy on the dip, and that's really clearly what's going on. The NFT industry, according to CoinMarketCap, is at about 50 billion. The play-to-earn industry is up to about 27 billion. Gaming and GameFi at about 28 billion. Meta, the metaverse industry, at about 28 billion. So there's so many, and those are things that we weren't even talking about back in, 4 years ago. So I hope that you're encouraged by that. If you like some of the information, please help me out for free. Click the like button, turn that thing blue, subscribe to the channel, share the video with others. I super appreciate that. And again, just encourage you to share what your favorite Christmas song is. Happy holidays to you. And I wish you well. I wish you wealth. I wish you health. And until next time, peace.